Hey, girls and boys, I hope you're doing okay, or I hope you're not struggling with your relationship or your current situation. But I guess since you're on my channel, you must have been dealing with some kind of problems, or you're currently dealing with heartbreak or just, love sickness. And well, I'm here to help. I'm your friend. And if you have any kind of questions, just leave a comment below or send me an email. I'm going to mention my email address in the description below, so you can text me or just, send me an email and tell me about your problem. I'm happy to help you. And well, yeah, so I thought the first topic I'm going to talk is the no contact rule, because there are a lot of websites on the internet who talk about the no contact rule. So basically, for those of you who don't know what the no contact rule is, basically you are not supposed to text, call, or tag your ex-girlfriend or ex-boyfriend. Just cut all the communication and just try to ignore them. And even if they text you or call you, you are not supposed to like answer them or just, take the call. The reason why you are supposed to do the no contact rule is because they say, well, experts say that it takes up to 30 days until your ex starts to miss you, until he or she starts to forget the bad memories, or just, kind of leave them behind and not think about them as much as after the breakup or when the breakup happened. So they start to miss you and they start actually to think about the good memories and the good experiences they had with you, which is a good thing because most of the time when you're like texting and calling your ex after having the breakup, you're usually just getting on their nerves, and it just makes them push away because they think like you're needy and you're clingy, and that's what they don't want. That makes them, that kind of tells them that you're actually still the same and that you haven't changed and that they made the right decision to break up with you, or that you guys broke up with each other. So, why do I want to talk about the no contact rule? Well, I want to tell you guys what I think about the no contact rule. I'm going to talk about the good things and the bad things, which, in my opinion, are good and bad. So basically, the good things are, as I mentioned, um, you're actually having at least 30 days to yourself, and you have the time to grieve and you have the time to calm down and just, try to handle and cope with the breakup, because you need time for yourself and you have to be on your own to just kind of think it all through and just, kind of trying to get used to not being around your ex girlfriend or ex boyfriend, because you have to learn to live your own life. I know how it feels like when you get together, you all want to do everything together and you kind of lose your own personality and you kind of, start to be one person instead of two individuals, which we don't want in a healthy relationship. So, what your goal is, you should spend at least 30 days on your own and try to be a better you. Basically, what I mean is try, sorry. Basically, just try to be yourself by doing the things you like, things that you used to do before you and your ex got together. Just like if you're into music, listening to music, making music, learning a new instrument. I think, kind of developing a new hobby gives you hope, and it actually makes you work on that hobby and spend a lot of time doing that hobby because it's something new. Just like your relationship in the past, when you two got together, it was all new and you all had to kind of like experience everything and just try out this and that before you know what is right. So I think you should do that with hobbies as well. Just try to find a new hobby which you like and just kind of focus on that hobby, and if you like it, then do everything you can to get better at it, and you will feel happy because you are doing something that you really like, and it's also going to help you to develop the new you, your new personality, and it's basically going to show your ex that you're not at home and just crying and doing nothing to get better. They will see, okay, she or he is doing something and they seem really happy. Well, I miss her because she seems so happy. She's not, or he's not, the clingy and needy person that she or he used to be. It's just a hint why having a new hobby is not also good for yourself, but also shows your ex that you're actually doing something really cool. So that was the first thing, what I like about the no contact rule. The other reason is that you give your ex time to forget the negative thoughts, as I mentioned in the beginning of the video. You give your ex time to kind of be distant and absent, and he or she doesn't see you or doesn't hear anything from you. Most of the times, the person who breaks up with you normally thinks that you are going to text them or call them before they do, because they actually expect you to beg them to come back. They expect that, but they wouldn't actually take you back if you were begging. So don't do that. If you have done it, just stop. That's the first reason. No, that was the second reason. The third reason is it's going to give them time to miss you. Because if you don't text back, if you don't call back, they will kind of like think about you, because they're like, oh, why isn't she texting me? Why isn't he texting me? Like, he used to text me so much, he used to text me so much, and now they're doing nothing. Basically, what you do by cutting the communication is you make your ex think about you. I mean, it's up to them if if it's about good thoughts or bad thoughts. I mean, they could be like, oh my god, they got over me so fast. Or they could be like, oh, I miss him, I miss her so much. And they're going to start losing the negative memories and start thinking about the good times you both had together. I think you have read a lot of stuff on the internet about the no contact rule, so I'm not saying anything about that anymore. I'm going to say some negative aspects and what I think is not good. Well, basically, I think sometimes it's hard to stick to the 30 no contact rule. I feel you guys, I know what it feels like. But basically, what I want to tell you guys is that there are situations where you just can't stick to the 30 days rule, because sometimes it's like the breakup, like you knew it was coming, so you were already dealing with the breakup. Even if you haven't broken up yet, it just felt like a breakup. So you were actually already working on yourself and thinking about the breakup during that time. So sometimes you don't need 30 days anymore. And sometimes I feel like not contacting your ex might be weird because you actually still care for them, you still love them. But what I think is important is if you contact your ex, just don't tell them that you love them or don't tell them that you miss them. You can still text like normal people when just like, friends. Just ask them about that one event that they were going to, you knew of. Just like ask them if it was alright or if they have anything on their mind, and just tell them that you're there for them and that they're important to you and that you want them to be happy. Just don't, just basically what I want you guys to be like is just be very open and be very generous. Don't think about your intentions like getting back together with your ex. Think about what you want your ex to feel like. You want them to feel safe, you want them to feel loved. And you can do that by telling them or just by being interested in their lives without talking about your feelings. Just tell them that you're hoping that they're going to pass the test and that you believe in them, and just like positive things. Don't talk about negative things. I know sometimes it's really hard, like when you see that they were online and they didn't read your message or they didn't reply to you, you have the urge to text the person, to text your ex and tell them or ask them, why aren't you replying? Why don't you answer my questions? Guys, please don't do that. I know what I'm talking about. Don't do that because it makes you seem needy and clingy. Even though you have passed like a few days and you haven't texted your ex at all or called your ex at all, and just that little moment when you feel so overwhelmed by your feelings and you just want to be together with them and you feel like you're so sad and broken because they haven't texted you back or they read your message and didn't even reply. It just makes your heart explode. I know how that feels, but don't 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 tell them to answer you. Please don't do that. I mean, sometimes they really don't have time to. Sometimes they really don't want to text back because they might still be overwhelmed by the situation. But sometimes it's kind of like they do that unconsciously, but sometimes they try to figure out if you can live without them. So they are trying to see or to notice if you're being clingy or needy. Um, yes. Is there anything else that I want to say about the no contact rule? In my opinion, you should kind of find a middle way between contact and no contact. Why do I say that? Well, you know, just because we're human. Experts tell us to go through the 30 days no contact rule, but I know that most of you guys don't make it. And that's why I think it's better to find a middle way. Just, be open and interested in your ex's lives. And try to be positive and motivate them and show them that you actually care for them, but you're not intending to get back with them, even though you intend to do that, but you don't tell them. You just be really genuinely interested in their lives, and your top priority should be, first thing is be happy, and the second thing is helping your ex to be happy as well. Not by making that person happy, just by, motivating them, doing things that they like so they can be happy. Because you're the only person who can make yourself happy, and your ex is the only person who can make him or herself happy. It's not your job, and it's not your ex's job to make you happy. You have to be happy with your life. Otherwise, you won't find happiness in your relationship, and you're just going to be sad and depressed. So that's what we don't want. I'm sorry, our neighbors are like renovating their apartment, so it's a little bit loud. What I say, middle way. Okay, so I think it's a good thing to just, be interested in our lives and then just try to cut contact for a few days. Or, you're just generally being interested and then you just stop texting them by saying you have to go somewhere, because you want them to know that you're interested in their lives, but you still have your own life and you still have your job and your hobbies that you're going after. We don't want to seem needy and clingy. Clingy. Why do I always pronounce that wrong? We don't want to seem clingy, and we want to seem like human beings who are busy with our lives and who are happy human beings, because no one wants to be with a person who is sad and depressed. That's just the truth. I'm sorry, but that's the truth. And yes, we want to seem happy, but we actually have to be happy. Do you know what I mean? Like, you really have to find things that make you happy. Not only kind of manipulating your ex by saying that, but actually do something with your life so you can be happy. Because by the time they come back to you, you have to have a plan how to make him or her stay. I mean, you can get back together and then you can break up again. You know what I mean? So you really have to make changes, and you really have to change so that he or she is going to stay with you and loves you. Okay, so I think that's it for today's video. I know that my videos are not really structured, and I'm just at the beginning of dealing with YouTube and stuff. I would probably never going to be famous on YouTube, and that's not my intention. I just want to be there for the people who are actually watching my videos and just try to help you guys dealing with heartbreak or love sickness or just any kind of problems in your relationship. That's basically what I want to do. So I hope you liked the video, and if you have any kind of questions, just send me an email and I'm going to reply.